Hey there, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm gonna wait a couple secs, grab a sip. If you're wondering, it's just Coke, not a rum and Coke. That's later. So, let's see here. Let's see. Who's on with me? Say hello. I got a bunch to do, a bunch to go through tonight. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. All right. Are we set? So, I'm going to do the host codes a little bit later because honestly, I can't even see my mat right now. So there's that. So we'll get to that. But there's a couple things I want to tell you about. Yay! All right, so let's see here. The online class for September, it's live right now, but it finishes in September and ships in September, which is why I call it September's class, because that's when you will be getting it. Hey, Iris! I'm so glad to see you, hon. I called you and texted you today. You were on my mind. And I hadn't heard from you, so I was starting to wonder. Anyways, so good to see you. So, the online class for September. Let me backtrack just a tiny bit. Hey, Pam. So, for timing wise, when I do an online class, I try to be about a month ahead for holidays, shall we say. So for instance, this September one is Halloween. Yes, I know Halloween's not till October, but what I'm trying to do is get your juices flowing, and if you need to order anything or you like one of the projects and want to make 10 of them, you have time to do that, right? That's the why. With my team, I try to be 2 months early. Why? Because if they want to do a class with the projects or whatnot, then you have time. So that's the why. Okay. So here's the flyer for it. It's also online. There's a tab on stampingwithjohnny.com about the class completely with all the details and all the pay and all the... So, why do I say this? Because you have until next Wednesday to order the Scary Cute, where is it on the picture? Right there. The Scary Cute stamp set for 22 bucks, or to do a $22 or more product order, which will qualify as well. For my team, if you do an order 22 or more and you want the class, email me the order date, the date, and the product total. That's it. Let's see what, I should probably explain what you're going to do for the class, right? So, for the class, there's 2 fun fold cards. One is a folded framed card. Sorry, brain. And I designed the website today, so my brain is not quite functioning like it normally does. Technology for a couple hours tends to drain it. So, hey Gina, how are you, honey? If you haven't told me that you want to do the team swap, let me know that as well. Go to your emails. So anyways, all right, so we're going to do a folded framed card. We're going to do a, it's not floating card. I can't remember the name of this one, but it's a triple and one of them floats, but it's not called a floating card. Anyways, I figured out how to make the mini pocket envelope dies, a slide together kind of thing. So one of those with the filling, and this last one is a layered tag with a gift card. I'll say pocket loosely because it's corner mounts, but anyways, so that's what this is. and the QR code gets you right to it. So there's that. If you're not into the class, for my customers, we have club bonus, and this month it's the 6x8 cello bags, the red rhinestones, and the wonderful snowflakes. Literally, if you can see those. I know, it's hard. So, for tonight, we're going to be doing a double stamped vellum card. It sounds harder than it is, I promise, but it is using the Timber 3D embossing folder, which got added into Celebration. Celebration is only until next Wednesday. So there you go. There's several other things on there, but I'm taking too long. So last but not least, I have a new thing I'm going to try. And here's the reason why. So I've been trying to get my online shop up for ever. I got it up once, and then something happened to it and all the coding went, and I had to trash it and start over, and I'm starting over right now again. So I'm going to do a featured product or project, but today is product of the week on the live for the online shop. So we'll see how this goes, right? So for you on my team, you've already got one of these. These are a multi-purpose glue holder. Yay! So this guy is $6. This together is $10. You're gonna get almost a full $1 off of the glue. So there you go. There's our featured product of the week for the online shop. Where's the shop? stampingwithjohnny.com, and you go to the tab shop. It's just that simple. So for tonight, before I flip you down, we're doing this double stamped vellum card. It looks harder than it is, I promise, but I'm doing something a little bit different tonight. I'm starting with full sheets, and I'm cutting everything and stamping everything. So while I flip, if you need to grab a drink, because we're going to be here a little bit longer, probably about 10 minutes longer than normal, because I figured not everything comes pre-cut. I should probably show you how it's done, right? So there you go. All right, so let's see what else we got. I think that's it. So Celebration, one more week. One more week. One more week. Has to be in by the 31st at, I believe it's 11 o'clock Mountain Time. So I always just aim for 9 o'clock. Just FYI. So, all right. So I'm going to flip you around, and we're going to get to creating. Yay. Okay. Where's my flip around? Hold on. I will get there, won't I? It just might take a minute. So, yes. Lovely, huh? All right. So this is probably the view you're used to. I got my Sharpie, so when we work our way down, I can put the host codes in there for you. We're gonna set this to the side. Oh, and I forgot. This weekend, Saturday, anytime 10 to 3 is open day session. So come on by. I will have drinks, but I will not have snacks. So if you need a snack because you're staying that long, bring it. So, all right. So this double stamped vellum, is that what we're calling this? Yeah. So for this one, okay, for this one, you will need Honeybee Home if you're doing it exactly like the sample. If you're not doing it like the sample, you need some kind of floral leafy something, long skinny, and you need some bees, butterflies, dragonflies, something of that nature, and some words. We've had a few sets of those, so I'm sure you can figure that out, right? So, all right, so for tonight, nothing is die cut, nothing is already cut, but I got these great shiny red metallic envelopes, padded envelopes, and guess what? They are better sized for sending you your Facebook Live materials. Isn't that awesome? So this is the 6x8 bag that is actually on the bonus for club this month. This couple weeks, I should say, till the end of the month. All right, so what you will be getting, let me do this. Okay. So what you will be getting is a basic white envelope. You will be getting a thick, basic white piece of cardstock cut at, excuse me, sorry, cut at 5.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. I know I do that fast. I have to force myself to slow down because I've been stamping since 1999 and I've been consistently stamping like almost every single day since July 27th of 06. So this stuff, like, I could probably do in my sleep. I think I have. But I have to remember that not everybody's like that. So, you know, on it goes, right? All right, so then we have a piece of soft suede. This is cut at 5 by 3 3/4. And all this will be on the blog as well tomorrow. Stampingwithjohnny.com. Okay, and then we've got a piece of crushed curry, and this is already embossed for you, and this is with the Hive 3D embossing folder, which is on page 176 of the annual catalog. Just, you know, FYI for you. So, let's see. I'm moving pieces and parts. Hold on a second. Give me a sec, because I want to do this kind of in order. Okay, then I have a piece of vellum cardstock that I've cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. This is kind of a mid-range. So what you want to do is you want to pick a larger size, a medium size, and a smaller size. And this is the middle one. And then you're going to take your soft suede and you're going to cut the larger and the smallest to create a frame, right? And then your middle piece will just fit right straight in there, and you'll be able to glue dot it because it'll fit right mid in there, right? But it's already die cut for you if you order the materials. Then I've got our pieces of grass. Now these were done with Pear Pizzazz. Tonight's are going to be done with Granny Apple Green. So depending on how bright your grass is, you know, okay, or leaves or whatever you want to call it. Then I've got basic white. I've got, these are the bees that are up here. And then I've got the floral, that's not marigolds. I'm trying to remember. It's not irises either. I cannot remember for the life of me right at the moment. Anyways, these are ready to go, ready to stamp. But, hey, if you didn't happen to have the stamp set and you want a different shape, I've also put in a piece of basic white cut at 5.5 by 4.25. You know, just thinking. And then last but not least, we've got our pendant thing that's die cut. And of course, we got to have our lucky gems, right? So that is what you get for the materials for $5 mailed to you, by the way. So it's a good deal, is my point. Okay, so for tonight's card, okay, in addition, if you look on the website stampingwithjohnny.com and you look at the Facebook Live materials tab, you will see what you need to have in order to create this card at home. Okay, I have a list already done, you know, the crushed curry ink, the Versamark pad, the white embossing powder, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's all on there. If you want to make a decision, you can pay online. It's all super easy, one step for you. And let me know. If there's any way I can make it simpler, just let me know. So, all right. So we've got the Honeybee Home stamp set. That is going to be our main focal point. I've already put all the stamps on blocks. So I'm going to clear some room here because I don't have any. And and we're gonna get to going. Okay, so I've got all my squares, all my tags, all my floral. Ooh, wish me luck, right? On how fast we can do this. So, and then my little bees and all that. I've got my Hive 3D embossing folder, as well as my timber. The timber one here, I'm just waiting for the camera to, the timber one here, there you go, now you can see it. That is the one that's on the celebration. This is a square one, big hunker one. So this is a, I believe it's a 6-inch square. If not, it's just under, because it just barely fits through. So, all right, so we're gonna go that way with that. On my table, I have crushed curry and soft suede for ink. And I have these guys. These are really similar to our foam adhesive strips. For me, they're easier to manage than the dimensionals for when I'm trying to do to pop up a frame. But you can do dimensionals instead. You could do mini dimensionals, you know, it's up to you. But that's what I prefer. So I've got some gems up here. These are from the brushed metallic dots. The ones that are in the materials one are from the opal rounds in color 2021 to 2023. And if you order the materials, it will be something that will be comparable. I'm not positive that the gems are going to be exactly that. So, hey Lise, how are you? So, I've got my envelope here. We're going to try to remember to coordinate that. I've got my base already cut. This is thick basic white. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4, just like the one I'm going to be sending you. And then I've got a scrap piece of Granny Apple Green, and I've got an entire piece of Vellum, crushed curry, and soft suede. Okay, so we're going to be doing a lot of our cutting first, and we'll get to going. So, first things first. And if you have questions, just throw them in the comments. I know I will eventually see them. I do. So, but in the meantime, I gotta make room. So, all right. So now that I have room, we should do this, huh? So if you want the bonus for the club, that's a $50 order, and you tell me what you want for your bonus. We've got H-E-N-A, no, not N, H-E-9-Q-H-U-T-F, and this is club. This marker has to go. I said this last week too. And then if you want to do class, it's 3-T-T-Y. Come on, marker, don't fail me now. Q-R-B-K. And this is class. So if you want to order September's class. All right, this is going in the trash. You heard it. That way next week I don't have to say, oh, I forgot. Because what happened is I put it away. So, all right, so this one, we're going to get our mat cut. And our mat is 5 by 3 3/4. If your blade is leaving fuzzy edges, grab a nail file and take those edges off, and then grab a nail file and sharpen that little edge, but be super careful if unless you happen to have a new blade. But then order them, please, because they don't last forever, unfortunately. So just FYI for you. So all right, so 5 by 3 3/4 for the soft suede. I'm used to having a ton of room, and I don't. So forgive me for looking around. Okay, then we've got crushed curry here, and this is cut at 4. It should have been 4.5. Ah! I was thinking 4 1/4, but no, it should have been 4.5. So we're gonna go 4.5 this way. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna go 4.5 this way, and we're gonna go 3 1/4 this way. How do I remember that? Because it's exactly an inch smaller than the card base, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay? And yeah, not a lot of magic there, unfortunately, but that's what happens, you know? So, all right, so what else do I have to cut? Well, this, but these are all die cuts. So, we got to get to stamping, right? So we can do die cuts, okay? So, let's get the trimmer out of the way somewhere. I'm trying to find table space, you guys. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, first things first, we're going to do our stamping so I can do all the die cuts at one time. Okay? So, this is a die cut. Let's see. Where's my... I'm looking for my white piece. Not the card stock. All right, I just had it. Didn't I? Okay, here's the extras. Well, if not, I'll go in my drawer. It's okay. So, yeah. I don't know what happened to it. So that's when we get another one and find it later, right? So, digging in the back of the drawer. All right. Maybe I said it was for the other one. I don't know. It's just what happens some days. Huh. So, I think I had it cut for the materials one and not for mine. Alright, so we're going to just get it done. No problem. So, 5.5 by 4 1/4. That would give you a quarter sheet. There we go. And that's okay because, you know what I realized? I need to cut this down as well. Why? Because it's not going to go through the die cutting machine. So, it is what it is. So, I have to ask the important question. What did y'all have for dinner? I'm always trying to get new ideas. I mean, come on, right? So what did y'all have for dinner? So, I have not had dinner yet. I went and worked out. And I am having a chili dog tonight. But 1, not 2. I'm trying to be good. Okay. So we're going to stamp our floral in yellow. We're not going to stamp our vellum quite yet because I want to die cut it first so I know where the pieces are, for lack of better terms. Okay. So that is done for the moment. And then I'm going to grab my soft suede, and I've got Miss You already on my block. So this is going to go this way. Why did I do this way? Because when you die cut and you have things that are long and skinny, it's better to do this way through your machine than this way, because that pressure roller only catches this little bit of surface area instead of this whole thing, and it's really hard to roll through, and then it does that big old clunk and everybody thinks it's breaking. It's fine, but it's good to have it, you know, be that way. So, alright, so now we're going to grab our bees. I'm going to put them up here because I can't remember how far the banner goes. The bees are like 1/8 of an inch around. So there's my bees. Okay, so we're going to put those up because we're done with that. We're going to put the Miss You up because we're done with that. Are we good? Let me look. What do I have left to stamp? Just the vellum stuff. So we should be good. Okay, so I'm going to leave the yellow open, the crushed curry, but I'm going to put it way off to the side in hopes. You know how this goes. So let me grab my machine. Okay, so there we go. And all the platforms. With all the ups and downs, we should burn more calories, you guys. We really should. So I've got my platform here with the dies. Let's turn this around. With the dies, we're using the thin dies. So we're going to use 1, 2, and 3. So this is 1. That is 2. And this, which is very, very beat up, but it is okay, is 3. Okay? And then 3 goes on top as well. So, let's see. I'm going to move this up a tiny bit and then move it back. So what we're going to do is I'm grabbing my B that, let's see, which way does this go? This way. So I'm going to grab my, I'm going to line all these guys up and run them through one time. Wish me luck, right? So when you line them all up, do you use Post-it note? Do you use washi tape? What do you prefer? Now, I haven't had good luck with the new masking tape, mask tape, whatever it's called. It tends to tear my stuff. So if you've gotten it, I like it for masking and stenciling, but I do not like it for delicate stuff like this. Okay, so there's that. And I almost forgot. No, we can't do that all at the same time. Where'd my clear plate go? Here we go. I got it. So have none of you eaten yet? I'm just curious. Am I the only one? I mean, I had some snacks to get through, but alright, I gotta move that so I don't end up with ink on my knuckles. So we're gonna, ooh, wait, the bee moved. Hold on. I'm not sure why he did, but man, he jumped. Okay. So let's see if we can get this now. Okay. So, all right. So far, so good, right? So we're gonna crank this through. It's hard to do when I'm sitting. I'm used to doing this standing, but it's okay. So we're gonna crank that through. Take off the top plate. Okay, so here's, oh, come on. Okay, so here's my one little bee. Here's my second one. Here's my floral. I'm not coloring any of this. I gotta still do my banner thing. That's a technical term if you're wondering. Banner thing, yes. So there's my banner. We're gonna try to get it centered. Not what I would suggest to do, line up and then have to move it, but it worked out okay, right? So, all right, so we're gonna get this one through. Yes, I know I could have probably doubled and tripled and all that fun stuff, but, and I might have moved the stand. So, let's see. Okay. So now, here's my pennant, my miss you. You could do whatever you want, but that's what I have, okay? So we've got that done. Got my nice little pile started here, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on my squares. So I've got my vellum here. My vellum, like I said before, I've got 3 different squares. These are from the Stylish Shapes dies. So my middle one is going to be the vellum, okay? And am I going to do these diagonal or just work? I think we're just going to work, and it's okay. Okay? And then I'm going to put this one down here, and this is going to be for my frame, okay? So this needs to be fairly straight, because I don't want my frame to look all wonky, right? So if you put 2 together, then what happens? You get the negative and the positive, and that becomes a nice little frame. Let me scooch this over a little, move my bees. Okay, let's see if I can get this without bunking the pool again. Okay. And then we gotta crank, crank, crank. Now, I have to tell you a funny, and I'm going to do a video on this, but my other machine, I cranked so many of these, not these specifically, but in general, that my little bolt will not stay in. So I'm going to do a how to fix your machine shortly. So be watching for that. It's going to involve Loctite, I think, because it's ridiculous. So on it goes, right? So there we go. Okay. So we've got our frame. Yay. The center you can do whatever you want with. Okay. So there's our frame. And then our vellum's gonna come out. I got a little bit of cut here, but it's because I was being impatient, right? You're gonna do a better job of patience than I will, I promise. Okay? So with that being said, what else do I need to cut? I need to cut my green, right? I need to cut my, at first I thought these were corn. I will be honest with you. So, but they're not. They're like grassy, leafy, for behind, you know, that kind of thing. It's amazing how easy that is when you don't have a big old line to go through, like the squares, right? So there's my one piece, and I want two, so I'm gonna cut two. Go figure, huh? So here's my second one. So are you guys about done with the heat? I know I am. It's August. I'm always like this. It's okay. All right, so if you have this stuck in here like I do, there's a couple things you can do. You can grab your snips to poke it out. You can grab your piercing tool, or take your pick tool to do it out. Or you can just drop it a couple times until it pops out, which I think it did right here. Maybe not. Let's drop it one more. Where'd it go? So I just tend to do this, and after the third one, if I can't get a little ridge, then I'll grab. But yeah, it's amazing what you will try to do to not have to get up sometimes, huh? So, all right. And I just lost my computer for some reason. I'm not sure why. So let me see if I can get this back up. Nope. I guess I'm not seeing any more comments, you guys. Let me see if it died. One sec. One sec, one sec. I'm sorry. Let me pull the plug and plug it in. Yeah, my battery was low. So, okay. So let me get back on. I'm sorry. All these fun little things. Where's my cursor to say continue, because I plugged in, so we should be good. All right, so for the next couple secs, I'm not gonna see your comments because I have to get back on. There we go. Easy, easy. I was wondering why things weren't loading and things weren't doing. Yeah, because my battery was like kaput. Just life, right? So let's see. I was gonna try to get back on the phone. It's going crazy. That's okay. We're having weather and things have been wonky all day, so it's all good. It's $5. If you go on to stampingwithjohnny.com, all the materials will be provided, so you can pay right there online and be done. So let me scroll down. So I hope that answers your question. I don't know if they're gladiolas. I'm thinking that, but I'm like, I don't know. Hey, Jude. Hello, honey. My phone just paused, and did I miss? I don't know what you missed, hon. So, yeah, it's just going to be one of those days. It's like thunder outside and all kinds of crazy stuff, but this too shall pass, right? So, it'll be fine. All right, so I'm going to finish up getting all of my pieces and parts done. So we're going to do our embossing now. That's okay. My stuff's pausing now, so whatever, you know? So my computer's like on, off, I'm just going to do what I want when I want, right? All right, so the soft suede we're not doing anything with except gluing it. So we're gonna grab our hive and we're gonna put our crushed curry in here. Where the logo is where it's going to be raised. So if you want it concave, you're looking at this side, okay? If you want it popped up, then it's this side. So if you want it up, have Stampin' Up looking at you, and that will be what comes, okay? What comes through. All right, so let's see here. So that's the folder. What else do I have? You want to put it hinge side first to go through, because if you do it the other way, it's going to be able to flex and do this and it'll break faster. So we're going to roll this through, maybe, if we can get it started. So there's your hive. And then last but not least, we are going to do our timber, okay? And then we will have all our pieces and parts done. Yay! Okay. Online, offline, online, offline. Hopefully everything is... Am I still on, you guys? So, I just see everything going crazy. I think it's just because of the weather. So, alright. So I've lined up my frame in here with it up. And we're going to put hinge side first. And we're going to go. Okay, I don't see anybody on here with me. Am I good? I hope so. Hopefully my cell phone's doing better than my laptop is, because oh yeah. All right. So we've got our frame, wooden frame. Kind of cool, right? So that is our the rest of our die cutting that we have to do. All right, so now what we're gonna do is hope and pray that computer works at some point, right? It is just spinning. For some reason, my online, oh, that's why. Gotta love things. I love technology. I really, 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 really do. Honest. Not always, but okay. So, okay. Let's see if we can get it. All right, so we've got our card base. We've got our envelope that we may or may not stamp. We'll see how it goes. Okay. We've got our soft suede mat. Now, when you're gluing your mats, put it flat. Oh, and there I am online again. Yay. Put it flat so you don't have to try to deal with that. Okay? So you want to put it flat. Try to center. Okay. Done. And then our hive goes next. You want to make sure when you're doing this with the embossed parts, you want to make sure you hit the edges so it doesn't curl up on you. Well, that was interesting. I've never had paper stick to my finger. Really, really interesting. Look at that. Huh. Okay. Always something new, isn't it? So, now all these pieces and parts we're going to put to the side, just off screen. And then we're going to work on this vellum, this double stamp vellum. So you want to pay attention to which way the stitching is going. You want it where it's poking through this way. You want that to be on the back side, believe it or not. Okay? So, I'm clearing space. Clearing space, clearing space. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back my crushed curry. And I'm going to stamp my floral. And we're going to do this right in the middle. Okay. If you want to do a low heat setting on this to zap it a little bit, you can do that. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to curl my paper. And because I'm going to flip it over and do all the rest of my stamping on the other side, I'm not too terribly worried about it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to huff on my Miss You and hope and pray there's enough ink in it. It's just that simple some days, right? And then I'm going to grab a bee, do the same, yeah? So that's going to go like, right in there, because I want it to coordinate, right? And then last but not least, we're going to stamp. Is it gladiolas? Is that what you said, Miss Iris? So we're going to stamp those there. So it coordinates, right? So there we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean the flowers really good because I need to use the Versamark. And I don't want it to have a yellow tint to it. So, yay! Okay. I am finally caught up with, yeah, it's still working. You know, some days it's just what it is. All right, so this still is on the back side where I stamped. So I am going to do this. Why did I leave it this way? Because I wanted it to dry as long as I possibly could, because if I had flipped it over, I would have had a chance to smear it. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you're good. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my Versamark. I'm going to unscrew my top to my white embossing folder. Powder, sorry. We're going to take that off. That's why we cleaned it really good, remember? And we're going to stamp 2 of these, and it's going to be, remember, on the flip side or on the front. Okay? And this is where that double stamped comes in. So we're going to, in all different heights, we're going to stamp. You want to have one short side. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you want to hurry and get your powder on this. You want to have one short side. Why? Well, for one, you can hold it. And for two, because flowers never grow all the same height, right? So, I am bad about this. I don't know if you can see this or not. I am really bad about capping my ink before I do powder. If you can see all the powder along here. Yeah, I could clean it, but it's just going to happen again. So, all right. So, I'm grabbing my heat tool. And we're going to heat these until it's shiny. Right? So those crystal powders are going to go and they're going to melt into one piece, and it's going to go from pebbly looking to a nice shiny matte shine, kind of glazed kind of look if you've never seen embossed before. So there it starts to go. It does take a second. With the vellum, you want to be a little further away than you normally would be. If you need to go on a low setting and take your time, feel free, because it is really easy to warp this paper or to burn it, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not doing that, which means stay further away. That's what that means, okay? And we're almost done, okay? So we're gonna let that sit for just a half a second and cool down. And in the meantime, I'm gonna grab my frame. Whatever side you want up, whichever side looks better is what you're gonna do. Okay, so is everybody still on with me? I know we got thunder going and all kinds of crazy stuff, so I just wanna make sure that I'm not like doing a video that's not going. So, all right, so I'm grabbing my glue dots, and I don't want to put it right on the edge because I don't want the chance of sticky, but I don't want to put it way on the edge this way because this is going to be kind of in the middle. So we want to give like a 1/16 of an inch grace for the inner part and put it that way, okay? If it sticks over a tiny bit, not a big deal, because we're gonna put those foam adhesive strips right over, so it's not a huge deal, but you wanna be as precise as you can be, as always, right? Thanks, Pam, I appreciate the feedback, hun. Like I said here, it was like dust storm, crazy tornado winds, like all in 5 minutes. And then my girlfriend said she had hail. So it's just, you know, the cables are swinging and they can't necessarily keep up. So it'll be okay. I've been through lots worse. How about you? So, all right. So this is the back side of the frame. So whatever side you want to see, you should, on the card, you should not be seeing right now. Got it? I hope that makes sense. This is the back of it. Okay. So now what we're going to do, if you cannot see the stitching, you can always feel and see where's the embossing, right? So the embossing is going to go frontwards or out. So what you're going to do is just kind of center this here and then be careful not to touch that ink. I just don't want to have a chance to smear it. Okay, if you want to work on a silicone mat, you can do that, no problem. Okay, all right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my foam adhesive strips and I'm grabbing and I'm putting right on the edge of that vellum. And I gotta cut this one. And right on the edge of that vellum, that'll also seal in that vellum. So I won't have any curling, I won't have any crazy stuff that happens. Well, I'm sure there'll be crazy stuff, but you hear me. So, let's see here. Let's see. So, I don't know if you guys have realized this or not. I'm on TikTok now, which I know is crazy, right? But I am. And, what else? So, I'm on TikTok now. All right, so you can see the yellow, just a tiny bit, the crushed curry, right? And we've obviously can see the white. So we're gonna peel these off. So I'm on TikTok now and I'm starting to do the equivalent of shorts or reels. And then let's see what else. I do like the weather. I just don't like having to rely on internet during the weather. So as soon as I finish, it'll be great. No problem. So anyway, so I've been doing TikTok. I've been doing more reels and everything else. And I was like, oh, I'm just plunking along, you know, no problem, right? And I'm grabbing my dimensionals to get this down. So I was like, oh, no problem. I'm just going to do it. And I've had a couple reels that were like in the thousands for views. Do you know I got a message from, I don't know if it was Meta, Facebook, or Instagram. Can't remember. And they were like, hey, we've noticed you've been doing a good job with your reels. Keep at it. Here's a contest for you. So I thought it was pretty cool. So I am doing a contest. So if you see them, please view them. That will help me in the contest, right? I don't know who exactly I'm competing against, but it just said most viewed. So I'm going to play. I'll get more details eventually, right? So, no problem. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my mini glue dots and I'm gonna stick them on the back of my floral piece. And like I said before, if you don't have this stamp set and you still wanna make this, I have that big sheet so you can do any kind of floral, any kind of leaf. And it'll work out just fine. You just need something kind of long, skinny, vine-ish, okay? So, I did not put these on here to glue it. I put them on here so I could put the grass, the leaves, on there, okay? So now I'm gonna grab this one and we're gonna stick this one opposite and hope and pray. Okay, now if it sticks out too far because of the edge of the card, right? No problem. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna trim. It's just that simple, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put some mini dimensionals. But John, the dimensionals will fit. Yes, they will. But here's the thing. I want the minis because I want where it's hanging off to be popped up so it doesn't look uneven, okay? That's the why. And we're gonna kind of put that other leaf there, and then on the other side I'm just gonna do glue dots because this is already popped up, right? You got to think about that when you're doing structure stuff, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put some more glue dots. So let's see here. And soon enough, we'll all be freezing again. So, you know, it's just what it is, right? But we shall see. Like everything else, it'll all change, right? Because that's what happens. All right, so let's see. Did I peel the backs off? No, I did not. I could not remember if I had or not. So we're going to peel these backs off here. And, oh fun, I did them on the wrong side, so guess what? My stuff's going over here. No, we're good, because it's got to sit down here. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to hope and pray I put the dimensionals in the right place. If not, it's just going to be uneven. And I'm going to close my card up. Why? Because I'm going to trim off my extras here. My extra little, because I don't want them sticking out. If they stick out, guess what's going to happen? They will break. Because, you know, it's just what happens, right? So there's my so far. Okay, now we're going to grab our minis for the 2Bs. If you want to color these in, you can do that. I chose not to. Also didn't figure you wanted to be here all night, so on it goes. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab this bee and I'm gonna stick it right in the middle there. You can put it wherever you want when you create yours though. So we're gonna do that. And then this one's gonna go up here. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, the gems. We can't miss the gems, right? So we're gonna put one here, and we're gonna put another one here to offset those, and then the little guys are gonna go up in the corners, in the 4 corners here. And that one did not. It flipped on me. If you need to use your Take Your Pick tool or whatever piercing tool, if Lisa's still on. So there we go. Okay. And that, my dears, is the double stamped vellum card. Pretty, right? I hope. So which one do you like better? The metallic, the brushed metallic gems or the opals? I think it just gives a totally different look. So I don't know if I can choose. So, all right, so if you decide you would like the materials for this card, everything will be die cut. You need to be able to stamp, okay? So you need some kind of long leaf, flower, etc. And then you need some kind of bee, butterfly, gem, you name it. So, if you look on stampinwithjohnny.com, the Facebook Live materials, it'll all be there for what is in addition you need. So thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for hanging in, and have a great evening. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.